What up, though? It's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. Want to say hello?
Hello, everyone. This is Chevy, the superstar, here. Oh, my government name is on there. I did not change my name. Anyway, my real name is Siobhan Clark, if you didn't know.
Right. You can always go back in and change it. So. Not to confuse the people.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But yeah, welcome to tonight's show. It is June 30th. It is Wednesday, and it is 9 p.m. We're about to do our show. We are going to be talking about Marvel's Loki, episode 3. So
yes,
that was last week's episode. There was way more action involved, way more reveals, way more everything all across the board. It was tons and tons and tons and tons of Easter eggs. Some I'm not even going to get into because it was just too many to count. I watched 3 different recap videos from 3 different YouTube channels, and they all talked about so many different Easter eggs. It was ridiculous. One of them talked about so many that it was ridiculous. The other 2 just had a lot. So
I am so out of the loop. I'm telling you, I just watched this show like it's a show. And after the episode is over, I was just like, that was real good.
No doubt. I mean, that's how most people watch it, but they come to us for all the extras, right? They come to us for our insight and our knowledge and our reactions, and so that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
So before we get started, how was your week? How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was great. My birthday was last Friday. I celebrated my birthday. It was really great. We're not going to talk about this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Happy birthday again. I was. That's what I was trying to get at. Actually, that's why I heard me change it to the weekend. So, the weekend or over the weekend, I saw that you had celebrated your birthday. I was mad. I was real jealous. I was real salty because I absolutely love karaoke. Like that's like my favorite activity in the world. I've been given the moniker of karaoke king.
Really?
Yes, because I get the karaoke party started.
Oh my gosh! Well, you know what? We all need to get the guys together, and we need to go to 186 Crab and Karaoke. It is I mean, I've been to Asian karaoke bars like in Toronto and like Korean style karaoke bars, but like this place, the room was exceptional. The only thing was it's not normal karaoke. They literally give you a keyboard and a TV, and you go to YouTube and you pull up whatever you want. You can pull up songs with the lyrics. You can pull up music videos, but you are in control. You don't look through a book. You can type in a number. You are literally in control of whatever song you sing. You can sing whatever song. It doesn't matter if it's on the list.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love
karaoke like that. I've been to a couple things like that. Well, mainly in Vegas. My buddy, I think I may have told you about him. My buddy lives in Vegas, and that's what he does. He has the screen set up that's connected to his computer, and basically he just gets the videos right off of YouTube. So you basically just tell them what you want to play. You know what I mean? Or what I want to sing rather, and then you on it popping. So yeah, stuff like that is awesome because, like you said, you're not. I mean, the book is daunting too sometimes.
Because you don't. If they don't have what you're looking for, then you have to go back and you have to be like, okay, now what of these songs from this artist do I want to sing? But if they give you a keyboard and put you in a room with your friends, y'all can literally do whatever. Like I would never go to a karaoke bar and be able to do Click and Mercy.
Right. There you go.
And look back at it like never.
Exactly. So that's
and then do The Greatest Showman. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like that is dope. So yeah, no doubt. So yeah, definitely let me know next time y'all go, or like you said, we can just get everybody together, do a little outing and make it happen because I'm
Yeah, because also they have
I
crab
already told
seafood
Dad too.
balls.
I was like, bro, like let me know.
For sure. We definitely need to get that together. Get the GFT radio family together, get the
Oh, that would
friends
be
together,
cool.
and do
See?
like a thing.
Exactly. Okay, no doubt. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. All
Yeah.
right. So my weekend was pretty much kids and grandkids and that kind of stuff, which was great. I enjoyed it. I definitely had a good time hanging out with my son and my grandson mostly. And I got to see my youngest daughter a couple times, my middle daughter a couple times as well. So, the rest of them, they were either gone or doing their own thing. So, but yeah. Oh, guess what? Special
What?
announcement. I am back. I am back on Instagram this morning. I know, yeah. I need one of those like little boys.
Like the little claps.
Exactly. I got up this morning. No, I not got up, but I was working this afternoon and I had somebody sent me something on Instagram and I ended up going to my to the GFT Instagram to use it, to look at it, because on my phone I have both of the accounts on the same phone. So I go in there, and when I looked at the list of DMs, I saw my picture, and I was just so excited. I was like, hold on, like wait a minute. So went in there, my picture was there, all my stuff was there. I went to my email, and sure enough, there was a message from Instagram or from Facebook letting me know they had made a mistake and they're sorry. Like, really, Facebook?
I didn't know they made mistakes.
Yeah, I think it was a canned message, pretty much. So, yeah. So
well,
I don't know how I got back in. They did send the message directly to my regular email address. So, because the way you can go about trying to get back in is basically sending them email messages from multiple accounts, as many accounts as you can muster, basically using fake variations of your Gmail account is a technique, and you just keep sending them messages like you shouldn't have did this, you shouldn't have did this, you shouldn't have did this, and soon enough somebody will hopefully listen and get you back in. So so it took them 6 weeks, but they got me back in, so I'm happy. So I'm back at it.
Congratulations. I'm glad they let you back into the world of Instagram.
Yes. 6 weeks in IG jail is just, it was torture.
It ain't nothing really going on, but yeah, you need to be in the world.
Well, my thing is that's actually my favorite app. I don't use any other social media app as much as I use Instagram because I'm a visual person. I'm a photographer, videographer, graphic editor. So it's like, when I go on anything, I want to see pictures and videos. So I kind of like need that. That's how I, relax. That's my thing. So, being on Facebook is similar, but it's not the same.
I get it.
Twitter is definitely,
Oh no, that's just words.
Twitter is just depressing, so.
It's just words, and it's the algorithms, man. The algorithms, man.
Yeah. So it's good to be back and I got a lot of people that I talk to on Instagram. So I was missing a lot of that. So, but yeah, everybody's got the announcement. So I've been getting a ton of DMs. Everybody's been happy to see me back. So that's been great. So let's get back to it. Marvel's Loki, episode 3 finds us, and like I say, I felt like it was much more action packed.
Yes.
This was I think the name of this show. Oh yeah, the name of the episode was Lamentus 1, which is Lamentus, which is the name of the planet Lamentus 1 that they were on. I couldn't remember if they were saying it was a moon or a planet because
it was a planet that the moon was falling on.
Okay, right. Okay. Yes. So the planet was about to be destroyed. Everybody's trying to get off, and this was definitely like one of those tons of tropes. Basically, what I'm trying to say, from Doctor Who to Indiana Jones to a couple other Marvel properties too, so there was a lot of stuff going on that reminded you of other things. Blade Runner, I think people say it was some Blade Runner tropes.
Yeah, so I would even at least say the colorization of the planet was definitely Blade Runner.
Yeah, they were saying that a lot. That a lot of it, a lot of the cinematography and the, like you said, the colorization. And I think, was there something, characters or something? No, there's characters and they're named after aliens characters. So movie. So there's a lot going on in this movie.
Wow.
In this particular episode. So the overall, basically the overall show to me was definitely the best one so far. Definitely the most action packed. So I was really enjoying it, and it ended with a great. I said it was a cliffhanger. Some people just felt like it was just one of those situations where it was like they did all they could, and it's like, now what? But I feel like that means that's a cliffhanger, right?
It's definitely a cliffhanger. It's literally on the edge of the cliff. I mean,
exactly. Yeah, because we really don't know what's about to happen next. All we know is things are just about to get hairy, right? You know,
that was like in the Lord of the Rings cliffhanger, like
cliffhanger, right?
Oh, Sonny, you gotta get past that episode.
It's been 4 weeks now. Episode 4 dropped today, so catch up with us. So yeah, so the so overall, definitely see this episode. Chevy, what you think of the episode? How did you feel about it?
I really enjoyed getting to know both of them, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really enjoyed getting to know them and seeing their differences and similarities, because even though we see Loki and we've seen him, because he has been a villain to us this whole time, we don't know anything about him other than what they allow for us to know, or what his brother has mentioned about him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was good to see him humanized.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, definitely. That was a different take on Loki for sure.
Yeah, just seeing how, I guess, I don't know. I think that's for non-spoiler free. I'm not.
No doubt. So in terms of the first 3 episodes, how did you feel? Like I said, I felt like it was the best of the 3 so far.
I think that, like I said last week, this is a movie we're watching, and this episode solidified that for me. This is the first show that they had that made me feel like I was in the movie theater watching a movie. And this episode was really the episode that brought that all together for me.
Right.
Because this was the episode where I was sitting there like, wow, I'm watching a movie. This is a Marvel movie. This is a Marvel movie that they just put in a TV show. They could have made this a movie and cut out some of that little talking, and we would have went to the movies to see Loki. Because this episode right here, this was the episode that was like, this is a movie, bro. They spared no expense.
Yes. Wow, exactly. I mean, how huge were these scenes, right? How huge were these scenes?
Yeah. It reminded me of Cyberpunk a little bit. Like,
yeah, exactly. So in terms of what you just said about it being a movie, did you feel like it was like the climax of the movie, or did you feel like it was something else?
I feel like this is not even the climax yet. I feel like they want us to think that this is the climax, but I think something else is about to happen, because usually around this point, they give us something that makes us feel like this is the thing, right? Like kind of like in Winter Soldier, where I believe like the 3rd episode or the 4th episode, asshat, I can't think what his name is right now.
Captain
Walker.
Yeah, Walker.
He killed old dude, right? And the blood was on the shield, and we was like, "Oh my God, this is the cliffhanger. What's gonna happen?" But that wasn't even it.
Exactly.
That wasn't even it.
Close. Yeah, true that.
So I think this is their moment for their cliffhanger, but this is not the story that we're here for.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I felt the same way, and you put it eloquently when you said that it's not the climax what they wanted us to think it is, right?
Yes.
It felt very, very climaxy, right? It felt like it was like, man, this is it. We're right there at the pinnacle of where we're going. And you know, but like you say, I watching how this has progressed. It's progressing quickly in my mind in terms of what we're learning quickly. There was a lot of revelations, so I just felt like it had this climaxy feel. But then I was like, no, this can't be the climax. I'm sure there's another climax coming. You know,
right,
so
because with
it's
this,
multi-orgasmic apparently.
Because like with this, it's like WandaVision, where time isn't passing. You're picking up right where you left off. Whereas with Winter Soldier, time is passing. So what's happening is happening for them in real time. There is no time to, you know, like think about it. This is like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially now. Like there may have been some time that passed between episode 1 and 2 and episode 2 and 3. Well, no, just episode 1 and 2. But other than that, no time has passed between episode 2 and 3.
This is literally, you know, a couple of hours after. I mean, the end of the episode is a couple of hours after.
They literally just walked through the door. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's like, oh, we in spoiler. Okay, I know.
Yeah,
okay.
I flipped the switch. I haven't said it, but I flipped the switch already.
Okay.
Because I knew this conversation I wanted to have before we start talking about the episode was going to have some stuff in it. But yeah, so that's it, people. If you haven't watched this episode, go watch it. Go watch episode 3 or episode 2 if you're Sunny. Go watch it.
And then, 3 and 4,
and check us
actually.
Out.
And 3
right, exactly.
and 4.
And 4, right, and 4. Because it's coming. It's coming quickly.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, we're about to spoil the hell out of this episode. Episode 3 started off with the beginning of the last mini cliffhanger where we watched Loki and Sylvie. Well, we got Sylvie first, but then Loki ran right in after her into the portal and landed us in our first theory break, where we discovered that indeed Sylvie's intention with the time bombs was just purely
diversion.
So what did you think about that as a plot point in terms of how epic that moment was that she dropped those time bombs, but then how truly basic it was, her intentions?
I think from a TV show film standpoint, I mean, I'm glad, because I mean, that's logical. That makes logical sense that she created a diversion to get the people out of the office so she could steal the jewels. I mean, because generally in a film or a TV show, that would be the logical thing. I'm going to create this diversion so I can get everybody out the building so I can steal the jewels.
Well, I want to correct you, because not even generally, this is only generally in a really good movie or really good TV show you see a diversion so elaborate, right? And so unexpected. Because I think when we talked about it and with all the recaps that I've watched, there were so many theories about it, right? Or so many ideas, or so many people thinking like, what is going on, right? What is she doing? That it's like, for you to have to think that hard about what she was doing. We all, I mean, not all, but most of us all came up with the same idea that quite possibly this could have just been a diversion, right?
Right.
But none of us were convinced, right? We were all like,
but that's the seed that was planted too, though. That's the seed. So from a film standpoint, yes, it was just generally what you should expect in general. Like if you watch films, like even an Ocean's 11 type thing. That's
at this level, though.
Right. But from a fan standpoint, people, like I said when we first started, I watch these shows as shows. Yes, they are Marvel and they are based off comic books, but I watch them as a TV show that's trying to tell me something, but they don't want to reveal everything, right? So this is the only genre where people pick it apart so much to the point where you find out things that you shouldn't even know, and half of the time it's not even right. If the seed wasn't planted, nobody would have even went there. Because when you watch the episode as a normal viewer who just watching the show as if it was just a TV show, you don't notice all of those cities. You don't notice all of that.
Right.
Most people had to go back and pause it and look at each city, write it down, screenshot it, take a picture of it, and then go and do their research, which means that if the seed hadn't been planted, nobody would have thought anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. If the bombs would have just been dropped and they would have just cut the episode right there,
yeah,
we all would have just been like,
oh,
right,
happened.
Exactly.
If they didn't put the cities and times. Now, I'm not saying what she did is not going to have an adverse effect, because I truly believe that the reason why they put the dates and the times there is because the time police are not going to be able to fix and correct everything that she broke.
Exactly.
And they may have pivotal effects, and they may be why things are going to happen in Spider-Man, and things are going to happen in Doctor Strange, and things are going to happen in this movie and that movie.
Marvel has a bad habit of not paying off Easter eggs, but they have a great habit of going full circle on their own ideas. So, like you said, this could definitely turn into something bigger, but then also could just be an Easter egg. And
maybe not even bigger,
Well, no, I mean, like, something that they can come back full circle on. And
yeah.
Remember that?
Like why the Abomination dude is going to be in Shang-Chi and Wong is going to be fighting him. Who's to say that doesn't have anything to do with them not being able to correct or reset a place in time, and he got there because of such or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're going to hear about it, because that's what Marvel does. Even on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you heard about it. So you're going to hear about what Sylvie did in other places, but we're not going to hear about it in the version of what we're hearing about now, because in the real world that we're going into after this, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, they don't know nothing about the TVA. So how we're going to hear about it is going to be in a totally different way. And you're going to have to listen, because it's not going to come to you like, oh my God, they bombed the timeline. Now Abomination is here. It's going to be like, oh my God, we don't know how he got here. He's not even supposed to be here. And I'm Doctor Strange type people. So I know these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So they drop into the portal. They go, and she goes in first. She finds out her magic doesn't work, so she proceeds to kick everybody's living behind.
Yeah, because what I realized is Loki is not a good fighter, but Sylvie is.
Sylvie is a damn good fighter. She kind of reminds me of Black Widow a little bit because of her fighting style.
Yeah.
Loki later on fights similar to her, but he's just not as.
No, Loki can't fight. We can tell that he used tricks to get where he wants. He's not a fighter.
Yeah,
Loki is a lover.
We'll talk about that later.
Of all things.
Yes. So, him and Sylvie finally meet up. He gets his daggers. I was happy about that. He got his daggers. They meet up in the hallway, and they already start, with the talking. And trying to convince her trying to get away from him. And, as I expected, Judge Renslayer catches up with them, and she's basically like, I could care less. You're both going to die here in this hallway. They drop into the portal, end up on Lamentus. So I think the biggest thing there was they get there. We find out where they are. She talks about, this is the most apocalyptic thing that can happen, based on what items or what time she has on her TemPad. And then they go on this quest to power the TemPad.
Yes. But my question is, why didn't she want him to call her Loki? And why has she taken on this new identity?
Right. So she reveals that her name is now Sylvie as an alias. She's like, hey, don't call me Loki because I want to be called Sylvie. This is my new alias. And, I was thinking about that too. And I think throughout the episode, I think she kind of reveals that, right? In terms of, in my mind at least, in terms of there's the conversation they have about her childhood and the fact that she grew up without Frigga. And actually, I don't even know which mother she was talking about, because I don't think she really clarified.
No, she did not.
Yeah.
She did not. She kept whatever it is, it's touchy subject for her.
Yes, indeed. And you know, so somebody on one of the recaps said that, you know, what if when she grew up, it was Frigga that died, and that, you know, it was just Odin, and you know, Odin, he absolutely loved Frigga, but that was all he loved. You know, I mean, he had a respect and a love, a certain kind of love for his kids, but I don't think he had, you know, this emotional tie to them.
He did too.
Until, well, no, I was about to say until the very end, but
he's
it
just
was
a
like
man.
Early on, it was like, I think, but
no offense.
But think about it like that. It's like, what if there was no Frigga? Would he even have gotten there?
I think losing her made him get there, though. I think having her and losing her and realizing that he wronged his other daughter, and that's why he.
Yeah. But imagine Odin with losing Frigga while he had Hela.
I mean, but I don't know. What's her story? I don't know her story. I just knew she was pissed off. Like, oh, really? Yeah.
Well, I mean, him and Hela was like road dogs. They was destroying planets together.
She was just a daughter scorned who wanted power. Like,
so, but then she felt like he threw her away, and then started this new life without her.
Scorned.
Yeah.
If he would have just said, "Baby girl, I love you, and I'm sorry."
Right, but I think that was him trying to hide all his evil past. You know what I mean? Not evil, but you know what I mean?
Well, he did have a very, you know, like Lord of the Rings dude type thing. Like, oh, the ring is controlling me, and now I want power. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But then I had this one son, and I had a wife, and it made me change because I realized that I could die. Well, really, it was also that time I almost died. And then I was like, whoa, I need to slow down. Like,
exactly. But you know, but everybody's journey, I think, creates this type of either emotions or thought process or just the way that they run their life. And I think that's
wrong. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. and I think that's what we're seeing with Loki and Sylvie. But what I'm thinking is that Sylvie, the reason she is the way she is that she grew up in this Frigga-less house, and Odin was probably a tyrant, and you know, she might have even grew up with Hela. You know,
I mean, or maybe she, who knows? I don't know. Maybe instead of, I mean, because whatever world they were in is different from the world Loki grew up. What I realized is that Loki was loved. Regardless to what chip he had on his shoulder, he was loved. He was taught to lead with love. He was taught to learn and care for people with love. Regardless to what he got going on, that's how he was raised. You know how you got a kid in the house who was raised with everything they needed, and they still gonna turn into a serial killer? Loki is that. Loki is a kid who was privileged, who had everything he wanted, who had people who loved him, who had people who admired him, and he still turned out to be whatever he wanted to be.
Right.
I believe that just like, you know, you watch a TV show like Sliders, where you slide into a different world and it's impoverished in places where there's no poverty. Who knows what type of Asgard she grew up in? What if her father wasn't a champion? What if he wasn't a winner? What if they lost wars? What if they were enslaved by another group that they lost wars to? What if her mom was sad?
It's a whole different timeline. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that. Yeah.
What if she lost? What if Thor was born and he died because he got sick because they didn't have food and they didn't have water and all of these different things? You know what I'm saying? Because they speak to, like in Ragnarok specifically, they speak of wars that they almost lost. They speak of things that almost could have happened that could have made their lives worse. So who's to say that those things didn't happen in her world and it caused her family to show less love towards her because they couldn't lead with love?
Right. And then on top of the fact that she already knew early on that she was adopted, and it's like, how did she get that knowledge? Was it because they treated her like she was adopted? Did they treat her like the child they took from the Frost Giants, you know, that kind of thing, where, like you said, Loki was raised as one of their own, literally. Like, he didn't even know. He didn't even realize, because he was he was enchanted to look like one of them. So he didn't even know.
But what if just like he has a ship. He came from love and he lived in a life with love, and he created his own narrative that made him become hateful and spiteful towards a family that loved him. What if she came from the same situation, and she, because she knew she was adopted, she just never felt the same as them, and she never felt as if she fit in, and she grew up with a chip on her shoulder that shouldn't even been there.
It shouldn't be
She
there
never
either.
felt close to them, and she never let the love come in.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. You see that a lot.
Yes.
You see that a lot.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people don't tell their children that they adopted.
Yeah. So I think they definitely have these differences, but then we also saw some of their similarities in terms of they both mentioned how hedonistic they are. They both mentioned how they were, or they both not mentioned, but they both acted out in their childish, impossible ways. Him telling her he can't ride in a train with his back to the or riding backwards in a train, and she was like, I can't sit with my back to a door, and he's like, but there's two doors. Like,
I was like, okay, Malcolm X, that's what I said.
right, exactly. So they both somebody called them insufferable, and they're insufferable together.
Yeah.
So we saw some similarities, which this is what I love about it. Now I can't think of her name. Sophia DiMartino, I think that's her name, is the actress. I got it written down here somewhere. Blah 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 blah. Of course. Oh yeah, see, Sophia DiMartino. Sophia DiMartino is excellent in this role. I think
is that her name? That's the woman who plays Sylvie.
Yes.
Oh.
So she's doing excellent in this role, and I say that because I feel like she's playing Loki. Like, she's literally playing Loki, just a slightly variated version, but more closer to the original version that we first met in the
closed off, trying to protect. He got a chip on his shoulder. Yeah, definitely. And you don't know why, because it's like, who wouldn't want to grow up as a prince or princess of Asgard? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want that life? People wait on you hand and foot, and I mean, you're mad because you want absolute power.
Right.
I mean, he basically was a baby version of Hilla, but he don't have the same blood as them.
Exactly.
So theoretically, he not as powerful as them.
Right. Yeah, which is, so that was another thing that was being revealed is how their powers work, right? And what I didn't understand before, well, actually even before the last couple of episodes, was that I thought he had these true magical powers, or whatever these powers were, and then to find out that it's literally just advanced magic. It was
I mean, pretty much that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
and his mom taught him.
That his mom taught him, right? Exactly. So that was very revealing to me, because I think that also speaks to his kind of inadequacies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he is inadequate in many areas. He's not a good fighter. He's not a good fighter. That's why he died. It makes sense why he died now. I feel like he could have got out of the grips of Thanos.
That's what I thought.
I mean, because Captain America did, because he's about to kill him.
Right. Yep. He literally was about to choke him out.
Yeah.
And he came back.
Yeah.
And the thing was with Loki is like Loki literally just an extra strong human. Like, that's basically
and a trickster. If he didn't know how to trick, because that's what he tried to do to Thanos, and Thanos
wasn't having it.
Ripped him up. Like, come here, boy. You know what I'm saying? What you doing? Right. I beat the Incredible Hulk. You about to come for me?
Right.
Which
is another thing about this the show in general. I mean, I know the first episode they kind of had us thinking like, they kind of caught him off guard, on top of the fact they got this crazy powered weapon, knocked him out with it. But it's like he's fighting not only TVA agents, which turn out to be humans, but also Kree people, who the Kree are really just humanoid characters too. They don't even have powers at all, So he's fighting Kree that are beating the crap out of him. So it's like,
I mean, he can't fight. I mean, he can't fight.
Where's your superhuman strength?
I feel like he got the strength. I just feel like Loki is lazy. He only wants to do what he wants to do. I mean, Thor is an excellent fighter, but he's stupid. He do stupid stuff too. So I mean.
Yeah. Oh, let's get to your point last week. You made mention of the differences between Marvel women and Marvel men, and I was like, I was in agreement, but then I realized watching this episode exactly what you meant, and I was like, bro, like from the start, like as soon as, well, I kind of took it that he was trying to tell her, I'm not gonna fall asleep because I don't want you to try to be, getting the 10 pad for me and running off. So I was kind of understanding of that. But the fact that he was sitting there, he already taking 2 drinks, which I was like, don't do it. No. I was yelling at the screen. But then to watch him sit there and end up being drunk by the second scene, I'm like, bro,
Oh
like,
my
really?
God. I was
Y'all
like,
got the whole mission, bro. What are you doing?
I was laughing because I was just like, this. He reminded me of Thor in that moment,
Yeah,
like when we first meet Thor, when we first find out why his, because Odin. One of my favorite scenes in Thor, the original Thor, is when Thor comes to his father and he trying to say, "Oh, I'm the big shot. I can do whatever I want." And he like, boy, and he cuss him out real bad.
Right.
I love that scene. And because he was very irresponsible, but Loki was as well, but he tried to outshine him in ways to make it seem like he was should be the rightful king. But in that moment, him getting drunk and being irresponsible, I said, you and your brother used to be out here, just out here. Y'all
Right.
both used to be out here having fun, drinking y'all beer, smashing y'all glasses, messing with the girls or the boys or whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all used to be out here doing it all together. You used to love them people. You used to be with them people. You used to be down with those people. You are Asgardian. You love those people. And that's why I love that, because it showed that regardless to who you think you are, that's who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your upbringing will control more than your genetics. That's
Correct. And I believe that showed me that, because that scene of him singing and being super irresponsible, the only person I could think about is Thor, because Thor is the most irresponsible Avenger to me.
Exactly. Yeah, right. He's not the most powerful, but he's definitely the most irresponsible.
He makes the worst decisions at every turn. Every time you look at, be like, you know what, Thanos snap? It's because of Thor.
Exactly. Yeah.
You want to know why everybody died? It's because of Thor. It's because of Thor. Right. That's why he did it.
Chance. You had one job, bro. One job.
Yeah, it's Thor's fault. Everybody, Endgame happened because of Thor. It's Thor's fault, y'all. Like, and it just made me realize that, first of all, the women of Marvel are much more, I'll have to say, reserved and, on a mission. Yes, and focused. And they don't let up for nothing. I don't care if we're talking about Okoye. I don't care if we're talking about Natasha. I don't care if we're talking about Carol Danvers is the only one that's kind of a little bit.
Yeah,
she be messing up too. Be messing up too, but that's because she has an ego. Right. But like most of the women in Marvel, I don't care who it is. I don't care. Even old girl from Winter Soldier, who's not gonna be the bad guy or whatever. They don't play, and they also can play you really well, because they already know what you're about. Like Sylvie looks at him like a playboy who had everything handed to him, a silver spoon in his mouth.
Right. Even though she's looking at an alternate version of herself, she's like, he's no equal to me.
No, I can see him. She can see him. And that moment just proved it to her. But it was beautiful for me to see, because the whole time we've known Loki, he has shunned his family. He has shunned his people. He has looked down on them. He has, made us believe
especially that version of him has done that the whole time.
Yeah. Like when we found out he was adopted, it wasn't a surprise to us, because he acted like he was adopted. He acted like he didn't want to be a part of it, but it was beautiful. It was irresponsible, but it was beautiful to see that regardless to how you feel about your family, or how you feel about your people, or how you feel about yourself, or what chips you have on your shoulder, what's been rooted in you is in you. And who you love and who you resonated with and who taught you and showed you how to be a man is in you, bro. And you can't deny that. And y'all party too much in Asgard.
Right. Exactly. So, but before the debauchery, we had the conversation, right, between Loki and Sylvie, and they were talking about their, not only just their upbringing, but they talked about love.
Yes.
And Loki asked Sylvie about, who she had. She mentions the postman that she's had a long distance relationship with. Because of her time over time and all that kind of thing, being a variant and over time. One of the theories out there is that the postman is the Watcher, aka
here we go.
But no, you'll love this one. Is Stan Lee.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's been 3 times, I believe, or 2 times that he was either a mailman or a FedEx delivery guy, and then the third was when he was the watchman. He mentioned the situation when he was the FedEx guy or delivery guy. So they think that that's the postman.
Oh,
yeah, I know, right? And then she asked him like, well, did you have any princesses or princes? And he was like, a little bit of both.
I'm not surprised though. They come from from Asgardian, like even Roman or Greek times. That's something they dabbled in. So I'm not surprised. Everybody like, what? I'm not surprised. It's what they used to do. I mean, that's what people still do.
I'm shocked at people being surprised.
And that's why I'm really shocked, is because in the time, even though it was 2012 and 2011 and 2021 and 2019, for us, they lived in that Roman Greek style time. And that's something, sexuality was fluid back then. And nobody looked or batted an eye because of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told, if you ask Thor, he probably said the same thing. Don't nobody want to hear that though.
No. So yeah, that's true. I definitely agree. I mean, I don't think that there was any inklings or thoughts to the fact during any of the other movies with Loki, but having him say it also was not shocking. I was just like, oh wow, okay. They actually revealed that. The only thing that for me was about it was just that it was Marvel once again not really talking about it. You know what I mean?
But the thing about it is, like, your sexuality is not a personality. It's not a personality trait. So if it's not our right to know what he likes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, you could look at any Marvel character, and how many of them do we know their sexuality? Not many, unless we see them in a relationship. What's Natasha's sexuality? Okay, she liked Bruce Banner, but she likes, like dudes that turn into monsters. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a term for that. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I mean, like, okay, Captain Marvel, verdict is out on her, right? Because everybody thought she was a lesbian. Her and her best friend was together. Mm-hmm. But it's about the mission. It's not about your sexuality.
Exactly. That's true too. Very true. Very true. Yeah, I agree to that. So, I just think that they, definitely opened up some things there, and I think that, and I think that there's like this push, well, from people because they were saying, I guess there's going to be a couple of more characters, and then another revelation coming very soon from some characters we've had in the past. So, I guess they're trying to like get us ready for that, basically. So we'll see.
I get it.
Then the next thing was what was it? Oh, the dagger. When he talks about love is like a dagger. I like the metaphor.
I was like, what?
Really? You didn't get it?
I looked at her just like she did. Like, boy, sit your drunk butt down. You're about to get us kicked out.
I felt him though. It was a poignant moment in his revelation or in his growth, but
depressing revelation.
To the point of his growth, I was thinking about too, is like there's a lot happening to Loki all at once, because you go from Loki of the war on New York Loki to this guy that we have here who's
smiling and laughing and singing and joking.
So close to the Loki we ended up with 6 years later. It's
and
like,
I think further even. So
oh yeah, true that.
I mean,
he'd have been the Loki we would have had he survived Endgame, right?
Yeah, and they went, you know, well, it was a funeral at the end of Endgame, so they didn't go for shawarmas.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So,
but you know, still.
A lot of dead people, so they didn't celebrate. But I mean, I'm sure him and his brother would have went off in the dust, and they all would have been Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And because that's a ship of thieves and a ship of former criminals and all just a mishmash of
he would have fit right in.
Yeah, he would have fit right in. He'd have fit right in. But you know, he didn't make it. And I mean, maybe that's why he living his best life. He know he gonna die regardless.
That's true too. That's very true.
Sylvie thinks I truly believe
he's like relieved himself of his grudges, relieved himself of his of like you said, that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
I think Sylvie thinks she can change her future. Right. And I think that's the bottom line for her story and what drives her character. I believe she thinks she can change either her past, which is more feasible in retrospect. I believe she thinks she can change her past, or she's trying to change her future.
Yeah.
And I don't know what her future or her past was, but she wanted to meet. She didn't want to go kill the lizard people. She wanted to ask them something. She is like the Wizard of Oz, like we was talking about. She wanted to make a declaration. She wanted answers. She wants to know why I didn't have a mother. Why did my life go this way? Why do I die? And why can't I change this? And why can't I do this? And why do I have to be like this? She has questions she wants answers to. Loki does too, but he don't know the questions or the answers. She's very calculated, so she knows her questions and she knows her answers and she knows what she wants.
And she's been doing this a long time.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, when they was talking about the powers, I thought that her power doing the whole thing, going to somebody's mind and make them go to like a place that they, you know, look. Oh, because is this the episode where we find out that variants?
Yes.
Are people?
So she revealed while they were talking about, you know, what the this is after they got thrown off the train. They started talking about, you know, what's next. But you know, he was. She mentions that, you know, they're literally the way he asked her about her power. It was like, you know, how do you do it? You know, because he does enchantments, but not that type of enchantment. And so she tells him like, oh, you know, I have to go into their mind, pull up a memory, and then work with them through the memory. And then she mentions C20. Hunter C20 had a very strong mind. Then she mentions that Hunter C20 had to be taken 200 years in the past and into her own past and pull a memory out of, you know, something she did on Earth. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, wait a minute, I thought they were created. And she's like, no, they're all variants like us, you know, and they're just all, you know, and so. And
that was the climax. That was the climax, if there was a climax.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You're right, because I mean, that puts into question, who are these people and how did they end up being TVA agents? Who's apparently wiping their minds and giving them these false memories. That's why
Owen Wilson character is so taken by jet skis because obviously in his former life he had a jet ski.
But you know what I also thought about? All of the trinkets in Renslayer's office. Remember he said, you got another TVA agent doing this stuff for you? No, it's you, bro. They keep wiping your memory because you got to think, if I bring in another variant and they get some kind of leniency or something like that, your mind's got to be wiped so you don't realize that your next agent that comes up or your next hunter that comes up is just another variant that you may have arrested before.
Well, that's why I told you last week, Renslayer know more than what you think she knows.
Indeed. That's why she wasn't selling him, because she's like, it's you, bro. It's you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that changes the narrative of the story because the bad guy ain't the bad guy no more. Sylvia is not the bad guy. And whether her mission is to get answers for her own questions or for her to know why they're taking these people, well, she didn't know that. So that couldn't be her questions that she needs to answer. She found out that day. But what is the mission now? Because Loki's mission is going to change because he wants people to have free will. So with that being said, he's about to try to go back and take them down from the inside and reveal to them, especially Owen Wilson, that in fact, what you believe or think you believe is not the truth, because I want you to be able to live freely.
Exactly. Yeah, Loki does not like that idea that somebody is controlling his path at all. So and I don't blame him.
I don't think he likes the idea of anyone controlling anyone's path.
Right. Yeah. True that. So they somehow make it to the city,
which looks dope as hell.
Huh?
The city looked dope as hell.
Oh yes. It was like something out of Blade Runner mixed with what's the one with the memory swap with Schwarzenegger? Total Recall. Yeah,
and
Total Recall.
And Cyberpunk.
Yeah, and then and Doctor Who. I've seen
and a little bit of a Fifth Element to me.
Yes, Fifth Element, definitely Fifth. I was imagining the train being like part of the ship they were on in Fifth Element, like maybe having the same kind of similar style as well as what that arc that they were going to get on. I was like, if we could have saw the inside of that, I bet you would have been the ship from Fifth Element, basically.
Probably,
so, yeah. So I think that they definitely borrowed a lot from all those different great movies, and then that long shot of them going through the city trying to infiltrate.
So amazing. So amazing. So much just action. And it was also very sad because those people were bamboozled in that town to believe that they could get on this arc, and they were just going to let all them people die, and they have to relive that over and over and over again. They don't know, but to know, how can you just go on and know that? You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. I mean, my thing was like, all those people were out there, and it's like, knowing how that train looked, like, could you imagine that arc being half empty? And they they literally about to just fly off.
It probably was half empty, and that's unreal. That's unreal. It was probably some 2012 stuff, and only the really rich and really like people that they felt were needed to build a new society was on that thing.
Exactly. So just a mess. So we got through that whole long shot. I thought it was awesome too. Amazing action.
Oh my god.
One of my favorite parts was like some of the fighting that they were doing while they were trying to make it through the different buildings. The move Loki did to stop the building from falling on them. Which I didn't realize he had that kind of power.
I said, wait a minute. I said, who did that? That's what I said. I said, Loki did that. Okay, boy, because you be tripping.
Exactly. So he had a few little tricks up his sleeve. And
how they were working together as a team.
So
it's really beautiful.
And I think that was the theme of this episode. The theme of this episode was definitely not only just them learning about each other, but then also working together and trying to come up with the best plan forward to get out of there. I mean, we saw that from the initial plans that went awry when they when they went through the town and they got to the lady's house. And each one of them tried their own plans and got blasted. That was hilarious.
That was just really Loki. Really.
So that was crazy until they, worked together, talked to the lady, just leveled with her, and she gave them the information for them to move on. And then when they got to the train, they had to work together to get on the train.
Right.
They almost worked together to get through the fight, but they didn't quite make it. Got tossed off the train. Well, he got tossed. She jumped out.
He broke the temp pad, which is why they ended up having to go on this action-packed try to steal this ship from these people.
Exactly. Let's try to steal the ship.
Even in the name of evil, Lord. That's in the name of evil.
Right. So I think overall the whole episode was awesome. I mean, when that arc got blown up, I literally my heart sank for them,
I was just like, damn, the TVA gonna come right in on the next episode and pull their asses in a door.
I know, right? Exactly.
That's exactly what I believe is going to happen. I believe that right as Loki is looking up, the TVA is going to
come and drop right into the spot. Yeah. But but that's the only thing that worries me is they're in an apocalyptic event. How does the TVA even know where to find them, right?
I mean,
unless
they just
somehow
having people go to different ones to see if they find them.
Yeah, that could be. You know, that's true. But that's wild.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know what the hell is really gonna happen. I don't know. Right. But that's the only thing that could save them.
Oh, you know what? Actually, she mentioned that the TemPad had that event saved on it. I wonder if they have a record of what each TemPad has saved, and if C20 can let them know, hey, look up my TemPad. They can look up and see, okay, well, let's go to the events that are on, like you said, go to each of the events that are on that TemPad, drop in and find them, and then go from there. Because, I mean, they like you said, they have no other choice. I mean,
no,
like,
that's what literally has to happen.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, the show ends because it's called Loki, and Loki will die.
right, exactly.
And we're not about to watch.
Or, you know, I was thinking about too. I was thinking, and I know episodes 4 is out, so I could probably just go watch it and see what happens. But what I was thinking, my theory was like, what if Loki remembers the fact that, oh no, that wouldn't happen because this is 2077. I forgot. I was about to say maybe he could call Heimdall and have him pull them out of it.
Oh yeah,
but it's after Heimdall's already died. Yeah,
that's definitely not the option for them because my bro is dead.
Yeah,
he's dead.
So yeah, so you're right. I think
I just looked up something. So Cyberpunk is called Cyberpunk 2077.
Bro. I forgot. You're right. It sure is. Dope. Telling you, something there.
I believe so. I believe maybe they said since y'all didn't do it right, we just gonna show y'all how to do it.
Exactly. And then the 2 train guards, the one that was enchanted, and then the one that came up after him. Those are the 2 guys. I can't think of their names at the moment, of course, but those are the 2 guys that are named after Aliens characters. It's something like Captain Jones and Captain something else. But they're named after the Alien movie characters.
That's funny. What if Miss Minutes can find them?
Oh, yeah, because she's a supercomputer. She's some kind of enhanced, computing device. So it's quite possible because I think basically Loki and Mobius have come up with a system, right? Basically, like, minimize it to a time period that matches something, and then figure out all the variations of which time locations it could be, or time and place locations it could be, and then she could probably compute that within seconds, just using that kind of information. So yeah, that's quite possible. Might even be her. She might pop in and grab them.
But what if the next episode leaves us where Loki and them is and leaves them there, and then goes back into them trying to find them, and it's a whole episode of that, and then at the end they meet up all together?
Oh, that's quite possible. That's quite possible. I would love to see more of what they actually do in the TVA, in the actual Citadel of Power, just to see what's really going on over there. You know what I mean? And to your point, they kind of did that with WandaVision, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we went from inside the WandaVision TV show, and then we got to see what was really happening outside in the real outside world, and see what Hayward and his team were doing. So that's quite possible. That's definitely quite possible. I would definitely love to see that though, just because I want to see what I want to see the behind the curtain.
Yeah, I would like to know, like, if Renslayer is gonna say, because I mean she saw Loki and Sylvie fighting, so she could either say we got to take down both Lokis, or Loki was actually trying to help us, but that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What is her stance gonna be on it? What is Loki gonna have to say?
It would take a bit of her being observant and forgiving, right? Because when she told Mobius this was all on him, I kind of didn't feel like she was very forgiving. You know what I mean? Observant, definitely, but not forgiving. So I don't know. I think we have to see how she does. I think we had the same question for Hunter B15 last week in terms of how would she, report what happened when she got enchanted,
Right.
and then knowing what was going on between Loki and Sylvie. So I think that's a big question. There was a theory that she may have actually been shown her former life while she was enchanted.
Oh, wow.
In order to for Sylvie to have taken her over the way she did, and her waking up is possibly her realizing something's not right about the fact that I'm a hunter now and I had this whole life before, So I do want to see if that theory pans out. But then again, it was, they really didn't go into it. They didn't really talk about what she did to those people that she was using to fight, so we'll see.
Well, I am excited to go watch this episode after we get done. And
I know, me too. I'm literally, that's my plan too. That's my plan too. So that is it. That is Loki episode 3. I think the only thing that I was going to mention because I saw a bunch of stuff that was supposed to be coming up, and you may be able to tell us a little bit about that kind of stuff, trailers, shows, movies that are coming up. Mm-hmm. I didn't really do my homework on that this week. But what I did see was there was a new version of WandaVision. I forgot the last episode 8, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the last episode?
I think so.
Yeah, so there was a new end credit scene, or a revision of the end credit scene that was done, and people were saying it looked like there was some kind of ghostly figure coming into the cabin from out of the woods. And
but it's trees, right?
Yeah, there was a bunch of trees. And so the figure that they saw, some people were saying it could be the White Vision. Some people were saying it could be Doctor Strange. There's a guy who did a whole thing on it, and he was like, he thinks it's just artifacts from editing that they were doing to the scene that got left behind, which I kind of feel like you do all that editing to a scene to replace an original scene, and you miss something like that. I don't know. I think you left it in there on purpose, So, is it White Vision? Is it Doctor Strange? I don't know. I kind of feel like they shouldn't put something like that in there if it's that important, but I think they also know that people are going to be checking, right? And indeed, people checked, people found it, and so it's quite possible that it could be something that big and that serious.
I just think that that's not good. Like, not from a Marvel standpoint, but how we going back and editing stuff that's already been put out to the general public. I don't like that.
Well, I don't. The guy who broke that down and said that he thinks it was just editing artifacts. He was pulling out a ton of examples of how it's been done on other movies in the past, from Star Wars to did he say Aliens? I think he said Aliens. A couple of Marvel movies.
Did he say Watchmen?
Huh?
Watchmen.
I believe Watchmen had it too. So they were saying how all these movies were in this big rush to be released, that they worked on them to the ninth hour, and then after release they still went in and did editing. It was Star Wars. He was mentioning how within days of its initial release, it was re-released, or not re-released, but you know what I mean.
They brought in new film reels,
and then put into the theaters with these revisions in it. So I guess it's not uncommon to be done, especially with special effects heavy movies. So they
did do it in Watchmen. I mean, if you got the original DVD of Watchmen, you could probably sell it for a lot of money, because that's the only version of Watchmen where the wiener is swinging.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, I never saw that version. I saw the version.
I did. I saw it in the movie theater. We went and saw it in the movie theater when it came out. So when I rewatched it recently, I couldn't stop laughing, especially in the scene where he turned real big when they were in Vietnam, and it's just big old draws. I mean, it was a big old penis in the original, which was still, yes, it was just a big old, it was just a swinging child.
No way.
But they put on big old draws on them.
Really? Oh God! See?
Yes, we went to see that in the movie theater. Right. No one can take that away from me. It was just a penis just every time you saw Dr. Manhattan, it's just a penis just hanging. Just hanging. And then when he went real big, the penis went real big too. And then when they re-edited it, and that's the version that's out now,
very proportionate.
it's just draws. It's just some black underwear. So whenever you see him in this, because remember, they did that for that movie. They re-edited it while it was still in theaters, and they put it out because it made people feel uncomfortable. And now if you buy it on DVD, that's the only version that you could buy.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. You know, we still got all these movies and TV shows coming out that could reveal something from that or not.
Right. Did you see the new trailer for Shang-Chi?
No, I've decided not to watch that, so I didn't even know about the Abomination thing. You didn't spoil that for me. It was a slide on somebody's thing where it was like this thing, and it was like Abomination, blah blah blah. I was like, bro, like I literally did not watch this trailer because I didn't want to know.
Let me tell you, I saw an article headline for Loki that said that Gamora is going to appear in Loki, and I was just like, Devin was like, don't read that. I was like, don't read it. I was like, it didn't tell me where she was going to appear until the last word.
Exactly.
Like, so
exactly. Yeah, I hate stuff like that because it's like you can't escape it because it, you know, and it's like I don't know why they don't understand. No, not everybody wants these things spoiled. Like,
right.
It's just not right.
I don't know. I feel like people might think that Thanos has something to do with Sylvie's like life being.
Well, I think that I think that there's definitely got to be some kind of tie-in, but I think that they also want to get away from the Infinity Saga at the same time. So it's questionable, but then it's also like, are we really gonna rehash that, right? You know, he's supposed to be gone. We're supposed to be trying to get our new big bad going. Some people say it's going to be Kang the Conqueror. Some people are saying it's going to be Galactus, and you know, others are theorizing other things to come. But it's you know, I think that Marvel is definitely going to try to move into a new space, especially with these new phases, to try to keep things fresh, keep things new. And one of the guys pointed out that he felt like the way they treated the Infinity Stones was their like message to the masses, like, throw them things out, they don't mean nothing.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's hard though.
Yeah,
we lost our people, man.
23 movies, right?
We lost our people, man.
We went through 23 movies, and
but they did put us through grief. I mean, they did. Yeah. They did. They wanted us to grieve them. They wanted us to grieve
all about those stones.
Man, all about them goddamn stones. So I have one thing that would be more for me to discuss here because you are a Marvel villain fan. So Rotten Tomatoes is doing, you know how they like movie showdowns? Right now they're doing the Marvel's villain showdowns, and they're in like, what round is this? Round 4.
Okay.
So just tell me who you go with. I already know. But for this one, Killmonger or Thanos?
Oh, dang. I love Killmonger, but I know Thanos is just, he would just destroy him. He would just destroy Killmonger. If they were literally fighting, Thanos would kill him. So, yeah, Thanos.
Well, Thanos is winning 85% to 15%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got Magneto from Days Future Past against Hilla.
Wow. Dang, how did they get, wait, what round is this?
This is round 4.
Oh, round 4. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
this is round
getting
4.
Serious. This is why this is serious.
Now, I picked Hilla because I'm partial to Kate Blanchett.
Well, not only that, I mean, Hilla as a not only a villain, but as a villain, right? She's the villain of all villains, as well as her powers are ridiculous.
Destroy her own people.
Yeah, I mean, she literally massacred everybody. So yeah, it would definitely have to be Hilla because the thing about Magneto is he was Killmonger before there was a Killmonger.
And this is young Magneto. So he was a little bit more nicer.
Even better, right? Because you're talking about a guy who was not really a villain.
No.
Not really a villain. He's basically a guy that's trying to help his people.
Mm-hmm.
Because he went through a situation where his people were being massacred. So then now he comes into these powers. Now he's got a whole new set of people, and now they're the new Jews, right? And so
he's
it's
an
like
anti-hero.
right. He's definitely he's been one of the biggest anti-heroes of all time. So yeah, but he doesn't, he doesn't play either. He'll definitely try to crush you, but he wouldn't be able to stand a chance against Halo. So,
well, he's winning 59% to 41%.
Really? Wow. I'm surprised. I think from a likability standpoint, I would definitely go with
and a knowledge base. Like you get Hilla in one movie and she's destroyed. I mean, if you're looking at it from your knowledge base of Marvel, then no, you wouldn't give it to Hilla. I give it to Hilla because I love Kate Blanchett. So
right.
I know she's strong. I know she powers you. She shattered the hammer and killed her daddy and destroyed the whole damn town.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
And it was Kate Blanchett doing it. Okay.
She's like, let me just remind you, it was Kate Blanchett.
All right. Like, that's the winner for me. But she is losing currently. So we got Magneto X-Men that we know, Sir, what's his name? I can't think what the man's name. Who's in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but I know you're talking about. Yeah. Old Magneto. Yeah.
Yes. Versus Mystique. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That Magneto versus Winter Soldier.
I liked young Magneto better than old Magneto, so I'm definitely have to go with Winter Soldier because I love Winter Soldier.
Well, old Magneto is winning 57% to 43%.
Really? Wow. I mean, I love Winter Soldier's growth, his growth, and even though I felt like he didn't really have good growth through the movies, but I felt like in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, we got to watch him grow, and I loved watching him grow. The little bit that he did, it wasn't a ton, it was a little bit, but I enjoyed it, and I liked the fact that before he was in the TV show, he could fight. He was a fighter when he was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
As Bucky, he's not much of a fighter.
No, he don't like to fight.
You're right.
And finally, Loki against Mystique, and I'm talking about X-Men. Rebecca Romijn Stamos.
Yes. I mean, I for obvious reasons, I like Rebecca Romijn Stamos a little bit better than I like Tom Hiddleston, but
it's the naked painting. It's the naked painting. That's what it is.
I mean, I'm just saying. All I can say is John Stamos is a very lucky man.
Until he wasn't.
So definitely, but I have to definitely go with Loki just because she could only copy people, but he can copy himself and then duplicate himself, which turns out it's two different things. Like, who knew?
Right. So that's round 4. I guess next week will be a couple of days they'll probably do round 5. Okay. But right now Loki is winning that one as well. So they started with some of everybody, like at the jump.
Right.
They started with some of everybody.
Did they have MODOK on there?
I think so. I can't remember though. But they had some of everybody. Everybody. So you can go on their Instagram and look it up. Yeah,
I can go on their Instagram. Imagine that.
You can vote and you can look it up. But
nice.
This is a good one. I like it. I like the showdowns. I really enjoy them a lot.
Yeah. It sounds dope. I definitely have to go check that out. We're getting a little bit closer to the release of the real release of Black Widow, so I'm looking forward to that coming up. Like you said, there's new trailer for Shang-Chi, so it's getting exciting. Everybody's looking forward to that movie in a few months.
Oh, and they started filming on Aquaman 2 and Black Panther 2.
Yeah, I saw the Black Panther 2 announcement. Yeah, I didn't know they only just started with Aquaman 2. I thought they already started, but that's dope.
I think that post was him showing us the name of the film, but he literally showed the clapper today.
Oh, gotcha.
Showing that they were starting to film today.
Right. All right, cool. So got a lot of good stuff coming up. Looking forward to it. And then I think the next TV show is going to be What If I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
What If. That's coming.
it's a cartoon, right?
Yes, animated. Is going to explore alternative versions of different Marvel heroes that we're already familiar with.
Oh, they gonna be in there too. Mm.
Yeah.
Their voices is gonna be in there.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
it is.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. He's gonna be in quite a few of the shows. He's in that. He's also in I believe they recorded some stuff. Not Secret Wars. It's another show. Now I can't think of the show. It's another show that's coming up. His voice is going to be in. So he did a lot of voice work. So yeah. Lot to look forward to. I'm really excited to see. And what I hope they don't do, which I know they are, is that they don't literally spoil the Black Panther reveal of what's going to happen in Black Panther. I really want to be surprised by what they do. I really do.
Well, now that he is passed, who knows what the hell they're gonna do? I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. So we'll see what happens. I think that they're gonna definitely have a lot of they got a lot in their hands to do. You know, they have a big shoes to fill. They have big shoes to fill. They're not going to kill them off technically.
Ooh, I don't even know if we can handle that.
Yeah,
thanks. This is a lot.
Well, tell them where you're going to be at tomorrow.
I am going to be at my channel, Chevy the Superstar, tomorrow at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Tomorrow, we're actually not reviewing a movie. We're actually taking a deep dive into what makes a blockbuster film. And we are also doing trivia. And we're doing a blockbuster film prize pack. And I'm going to be revealing what that prize pack will consist of. But yeah, we're just going to be talking about like films that we think should have been blockbusters, maybe that should have done better in the box office. Films that we're surprised are not blockbusters, films that were supposed to be that busted in the theater, and just like why blockbusters are and why we think they should be something else, because Fast 9 is probably going to be a blockbuster.
Right.
But why? It's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. What's the formula, right? Or what's the attributes?
Yeah, like what is the attribute? So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to do a little trivia with you guys and may give out some stickers. I don't know yet. We'll see. But yes, tomorrow at 8 p.m. you can follow me at S the Superstar on Instagram and Twitter, Chevy the Superstar on Twitch. And yeah, that's me. Not Twitch. Yeah, Twitch, but TikTok too.
Oh, TikTok. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be in the house. You know me. I always come through as a GFT radio account. Come check y'all out. And then after after your show, I'll be over here doing so I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. I should be doing music, but I might not. I'll see. Because either I'm gonna do music or I'm gonna do another rant and rave. And answer some questions. I always answer questions during the music show too, but it takes a lot less energy if I don't have to do music. So we'll see how I feel. That's basically what I'm saying. We'll see how I feel. I was up pretty late last night watching a live stream. This guy did this live stream, video game live stream of all things, and I'm not even a gamer, but it was so entertaining that I was watching it. So it was GTA role playing that he was doing. Him and a bunch of his friends. It's like tons of them doing these shows. Well, not even just his friends. It's like people all over the world are joining in, and so they're like cops and regular people, which are mainly gang members because GTA is just full of gang activity, and but they're doing all kinds of wild stuff like going to dirt tracks and running four-wheelers on the dirt track and jumping ramps and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden there's a shootout and they get they're in the shootout with some criminals, and then they leave there, they go back downtown, and then they decide they want to go skydiving. The way they go skydiving, they took a bus into the sky over to a skyscraper, got off the bus. It was like literally like the Magic School Bus. They all jumped on this bus. I didn't even know GTA could do all this.
Yeah, it's modded.
It's modded. Yep.
I'll be watching Soulja Boy do that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Too? I gotta check that out.
God, that's where he be making them raps up, like that Rick and Morty rap he made up. He made that up on his Twitch stream. Like
really,
me and Toya one night after we got done streaming, we were sitting here talking in StreamYard, and we went on his page. And he had, like, in his house, in his mansion, he had a studio. And he would let random people come in the studio in GTA and rap. And he made a rap. And then, like, 2 days later, we saw it all over social media. Like, this rap that he did. Like, it is hilarious.
That's crazy. Man, when you think, where does the ideas come from? Just random stuff.
Yeah, somebody just dropped a beat. Right. on Grand Theft Auto, and he just started rapping. Like,
wow, that's dope. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay. So that's what I was doing last night till 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
I had to be up at 6 a.m. to go to work.
That was very entertaining, then.
Yeah, it was. I kept telling them, like, I gotta go. And then all of a sudden they'll start doing something else. And I'm sitting there like, it's like, and then I thought about it later. I was like, that's exactly what was happening to my son and my grandson when they were sitting there watching them YouTube videos. I'm like, they must have been getting thoroughly entertained and just couldn't break themselves away. I'm like, okay, now I understand.
That's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, indeed. So so you guys know where you can find me. Oh, what did I just hit? Oh, the wrong banner. My thing scrolled. Sorry. Where's my banner? Here it is. It's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. You can interact with me at Willie Stylez everywhere because I'm back on IG. I'm on IG, Twitter, and TikTok at Willie Stylez. I'm Willie.Stylez on Snapchat. You can now. I really want Snapchat to give me my Willie Stylez. I really need to contact them. Like, give me my Willie Stylez. I literally own the Willie Stylez name. Like, they need to give me that. So.
Oh wow, yeah, they do.
So visit me over at stylesradio.com or get at me at williestylez.info for all my links. That was tonight's show. Appreciate you, Chevy, as always. We are out.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, 1/3 of the podcast GFT Radio Show.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Stylez from the GFT Radio Show. Just letting you know you can catch us every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And to get some merch, I got some on right now. Go to teesprings.com/stores/GFT Radio.
Grown Folk Talk Radio. Join the conversation. Let's have some fun. Holla.